Come on, Fitch. Okay, we're gonna try to stream in here. Look at this pup. Look at this pup. Are you okay? You have a doctor's appointment tomorrow morning. Are you gonna be okay until then, laying on mommy's side of the bed? Now I have that shit stuck in my head. Stuck in my head. I'm like, is there like a better place to put this? Hey, how are you? Instead of like putting it right here where usually I lose service, but I'm not thinking there is. So, I don't know what to tell you. Hi. Okay, now we're gonna try to get ready as fast as I can because based on the fact that I hate how much time it takes me to get ready every day, you know what I'm saying? It just takes a big chunk out of the nothing I was going to do. No, I have big plans, which are basically the same plans I have every day, which is to take over the world, Pinky. Which means to create earth-shaking, mood-quaking, love-breaking, heartbreaking content. Don't mind me while I pick at my face. What's that song that I was just saying? I mean, we can't sing it because, you know, it'll be so great that I'll get copyright strikes because it'll be, like, indistinguishable from... But what song was it? Ew. Hello. Are you there, God? It's me, Margaret. You remember that book? Was it one book or was it a series of books? Are you there, God? It's me. Hello, are you there, God? It's me, Margaret. Do you remember what I'm talking about? You remember? There it is. It's just stuck in my head. You know, that was like a groundbreaking, here I go again, book. When my mom was alive, she told me that if you drink through a straw, alcohol through a straw, you'll get drunker quicker. Don't know if that's true or not, but we're gonna try it. Look at this, how this looks right now. It's gonna look completely different in a minute. You're gonna be like, who the fuck is that bitch? You know, like anybody that's ever, never mind, I'm not gonna crack on myself. Okay, anyways, it was a series. Yeah, I don't remember it being a series. I don't know. I don't know what I remember it being, but I just remember that it was a really, is prolific the right word? Book or series of books in my childhood because it was like a kind of book. You know what I mean? Like, oh my gosh, like I thought that like, oh, my dad would like kill me if he found me reading this, but really my dad wouldn't have cared. It was like a very coming of age, a very like, well, I'm glad that somebody taught my daughter because I didn't want to have to be the one that did it. It was like a very, yeah, it was the milk timer, Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She got her period in it, and it was like, oh my God, I just read something that like is like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know why it was like that, but at the time it was like that. There wasn't any internet. We had to get our information from someplace, and it was like, holy shit, that shit's going down. And I don't remember if it was in that same book. I want to say it was in that same book, or and maybe it was in a movie. That one with Rosie. I want to say Rosie O'Donnell and. You know, and like Christina Ricci, and she taped her chest, whatever, like one of these books or movies, or we must increase our bust, you know? And then she would do like, oh, well, I do like this with my nip, you know, and 3 times, and I go pop, and then they grow. And I swear I did that shit every fucking night. And then somehow I got boobs at 12. So I don't know who to blame. Hormones in milk or these books. Yeah. Does anybody else remember them? We must. And so we would do that at sleepovers too. Before we would grab, I'm not even going to go into detail because it would be too much. Yeah. And then right before we would do the you know, the tighter the feather, the thicker the board, lighter the feather, the, you know what I'm saying? We'd try to, yeah, before we would call whatever boy's house and be like, and then they'd be like, we'd be like, hi, is Tommy there? We never, by the way, never had a Tommy that we liked. But you know what I'm saying? Yeah, light as a feather, straight as a board. And then she'd be like, can I ask who's calling? And we'd be like, what do we say who's calling? This is Jamie. Yeah, maybe I'm old. And then she'd be like, okay, well, hold on, Jamie. And we'd be like, oh, it is? It's Judy Blume? Okay. Yeah, so I really liked Judy Blume, too. I don't know. And then the mom would be like, Tommy, you know, and we'd just sit there and laugh. Half the time we'd hang up before we even got there because we'd be all, you know what I'm saying? But, like, yeah. Anyhow. Whatever. You gotta, I guess we'd have to Google it. But, like, I believed in that. Like, that was the goddamn, like, it was in a medical fucking science book. I swear to God. And I did that religiously. Was it Writing on Cars with Boys? No. No, that was something else. Something else was in that movie that was really prolific. It might have been. It's very possible. But whenever it seems like that, because I was primarily raised by my dad, because it was not in Grease, because I just saw Grease just a couple days ago for the first time. But I was raised primarily by my dad, like, because my mom was an addict and stuff, you know, so then, like, there was certain scenes in movies, Now and Then is what the movie's called, yeah, but I don't know if that's what movie it's, oh, okay, then yeah, that makes sense. That's a Christina Ricci and Rosie O'Donnell movie, where Christina Ricci, they didn't have, like, binders back then or something. She wanted to bind her chest, so she taped it down with duct tape, which is, like, we've come a long way, girl. A long ass way. And thank God for that. But, yeah. So if you haven't seen that movie because you're too young, watch that. It's a very sweet movie. Or, okay, what about Matt Dillon being so fucking fine? I'm talking so fucking fine. In that movie where where the girls lose their virginity at summer camp to him. Oh, he was, oh, am I thinking of the right Matt? Is it Matt Dillon or is it? It's Matt Dillon, right? No, it's not. What is it? The one that Drugstore Cowboy? Bitch, don't make me get my... See, this is why it takes me so long to get ready. Hold on, I'm getting my iPad out. Little Darlings. Matt Dillon, right? You've never seen that one? Because it's older than me. It's older than me. It's before my time. It's a good little chick flick. They lose their virginity. Little Darlings. And like I was saying... Yeah, Matt Dillon. Okay. Like I was saying, I was raised by my dad primarily, so, like, some of these movies, like, I would have to, like, watch them in, like, private, because I didn't want my dad to know, because, like, you know. Yeah, you're welcome. Matt Dillon. Oh, he's fine in those movies. No longer fine, mind you. No longer fine. But back then, heartthrob. And he's in Drugstore Cowboy, and I don't know if you've ever seen that movie, but there's, like, a wonderful quote. I just made my mouth lit. Wonderful quote in there when the priest is sticking his arm through the bar for the guard to shoot him up and stuff, because, like, they rob drugstores, and back then that was, like, the equivalent of heroin or something. I don't know. Oh yeah, and thank you to whoever Googled the Now and Then thing too. Thank you, I appreciate that. Yeah, so he does this quote that I've always used whenever people asked me before when I was on drugs. Why do you use drugs? Why this and that? And then and he says this quote that I've always held on to, and he goes, it relieves the everyday pressures in life, like having to tie your shoes. And that might not make sense to people that are not addicts or have never been addicts. But, okay, the theory is here, the thought process here, that made so much sense to me. It's that quote and a quote by Tupac that was in this one fucking movie, I forget what it was. He says it to this, I don't remember, but he says it's a comparison about airplanes. Yeah. But, so the shoes thing, the having to tie your shoes, it's like, okay, the thought process behind that is, today, I know I have to tie my shoes. And in an addict's brain, it's like, I know I have to tie my shoes today. In an addict's brain, it's like, and then I'm going to have to tie my shoes tomorrow. And then the next day. And then the day after that. And every day for the rest of my fucking life, maybe even multiple times a day. Do you know how fucking daunting and crippling and crushing and just the weight against it, you know what I'm saying? I mean, beneath it, not against it, beneath it. It's just, it becomes, that thought process is what allows us to get, you know what I mean, wrapped up into that. Because most of us addicts, we just feel too much. We just feel everything. you know, we don't know how to not feel stuff. I'm not going to go off on an addict's tangent this time, I promise. I'm going to stay on the set trip that I've been on. All fucking, hey. This is what, how you been? I'm good. How are you? Huh? You still trying at what? I'm confused. And I don't know if I'm doing regular highlighter first. Sorry for the silencio. TikTok made me buy this. And on the girl's face that made me buy it, I got the same exact color and everything. Oh, with your addiction? Yeah, I'm struggling too. I struggle every single day. Every single day. And, you know, yeah. And don't, just know that you're not alone. You're not alone. At all. Because people can make it seem on the internet like they're doing fine, they're doing wonderfully. You just on the other side, a lot of us on the other side of the screen, even I do it, on the other side of the screen, look at somebody that's in recovery and then they're like, damn, they're doing so wonderfully, they're doing so good, they're doing so perfect, they got it figured out. How come they never mess up? You don't know that they never mess up. You don't know that I never mess up. We just share with each other what we choose to share with each other. And sometimes it's moments of you know, great, you know, overcoming and all this stuff, and sometimes it's moments of defeat, and sometimes it's nothing. You're not alone. That's what I'm saying. Exactly. You're not alone. Even though we sit on the other side of the screen and we think, oh, this person's got it together, they got it figured out, they never mess up, they, you know, they're such, how come it's so easy for them? No, sweetheart. Yeah, no, it's just what people choose to share. And as addicts and as hoes too, hoes do the same thing. We only choose to share what we want to share. We don't share all of it, you know, and it takes a lot for us to share the bad. And it takes almost us getting all the way out of it to even go back and say, okay, I fucked up for a while. I'm not going to share to you that I'm fucking up while I'm fucking up. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. And that's why I don't, let me show you how this looks. I don't really like it. I don't do like count the days. I don't do that. I feel like that would be way too much for me. I feel like I would really fuck up then if I was like, you know, on the days, like I couldn't do that. It's just not for me. But I know that it works for some people. So that's good and all, you know? What am I even doing? Where am I even putting this shit? But yeah, so I mean, I just think like, okay, and I don't even think of relapses as fuck-ups. Like, unless you're just gonna continue and run with that, and you're still running with it, then yeah, I mean, you might have fucked up. It just matters if you pick it up again. I can't judge that for you, and you're not end days yet. It's not the end of your days, so how am I gonna tell you that you fucked up? It just matters what you do with the rest of it. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to tell you fucked up. I would never tell anybody that they fucked up because they relapsed. And there are people out there that will tell them that. And that is fucking wrong. That's wrong. Because what you do with one day doesn't mean what you're going to do with tomorrow. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I don't relapse. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that. But it's just what I continue to do with my days. And what I've done with my days thus far. And how I'm planning on changing what I'm doing. Even if I fucked up that day, that doesn't mean I have to be fucked up that day. It doesn't mean I have to fucking put my all into being a scumbag that day. So what have I used that day? What am I doing with the rest of my time? What am I doing to change that? What am I doing tomorrow? You know what I mean? How am I making people feel? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because you can decide to use and be a real piece of shit that day. Or you can make the choice to use and still do something good with your day. And decide, hey, tomorrow I'm going to try a little bit harder maybe to not use. If that's what I want. If that's what I want. Don't let people tell you what you want. What we all want is different. And that's why I don't know where people get off telling other people how to be sober. Like, your sober can't be my sober because what you want is not what I want. And how dare people fucking tell you, you know? How dare people fucking tell you, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, oh, you're not clean because you smoke, you're not clean because you drink, you're not clean because, no, shove it up your fucking ass. You're not clean because you do that. You're not clean because you did this or that. You aren't. In your head, you're not. Don't tell me what the fuck I am, brother, because I will tell you I'm a goddamn unicorn if I want to. And if I say that I'm a unicorn, guess what, baby? I'm a fucking unicorn. And you ain't gonna tell me different. If you do, you're a fool and you're wasting your fucking time. Sucks to suck. You know what I'm saying? Sucks to suck. Must suck to waste your own time. Telling other people what they are and what they aren't. Like, damn. People are crazy, bro. They will tell you all kind of shit, though. Like, shit, I use a fake name all goddamn day. Every day of my life. You can't tell me what I am or what I'm not. Like, yeah, that's why I don't like going to meetings. Aren't specifically for me. I'm so thankful for them for other people. I'm so thankful for that they're a thing, that people use them and they grow from them and they are wonderful at that. Thank God that they are an outlet. Wonderful. Great. Has helped my dad at different times. Wonderful. Great. Just not for me. Not for me because I don't personally gain anything from it. Okay? And I mean, I can say personally that I don't like it. If you've never gone, then you can't say that you don't like it or that it wouldn't work for you. And at different times in our life. Would I ever try it again? Maybe. Maybe I would try it again. I don't know. I mean, but it's just not for me right now. And that's okay. It's for other people. You know what I'm saying? Just like I don't want them to tell me what I want. I don't want to tell them what they want. And this got like extremely preachy when I was just trying to come on here and be a fucking goofball, but yeah, sorry. You know? Yeah, it's scary because my dad, I have to go see him tomorrow again. It's just been a lot because it's an hour there and an hour back, which isn't, it's nothing compared to, like, I don't want him to sit there all by himself. It's nothing. It's just it's just so stressful sometimes. But it's worse on him, so I have to get over what it's doing to me, and like, suck it up and go all the time, and I do. I make it there at least every other day. Sorry, somebody's texting me and I can't text back until I'm done with this live, but I will in a moment. What was I going to say? Oh, because my dad, how did this relate? Oh, he's in the hospital right now because he got hit on his motorcycle. And somebody hit him and he's unconscious still. Well, he's not unconscious. He kind of is because they have him sedated. They've taken his sedation down and he has been responsive and stuff. So he has the ability, but he had like all of his toes and some of his foot cut off, so they're trying to keep him sedated mostly. He kind of like flutters his eyes and like, anyways, what I was saying was, I know that my dad has a super addictive personality, and what sucks hella bad, like all of it sucks hella bad, but I was just thinking the other day, like, fuck, he's gonna get out of here and they're gonna put him on hella painkillers, bro, when he does get out of here. And my sister is so young and just so fucking just thinks she knows it all. The bitch has always known it all. Always known it all. She's the type of bitch that dead ass she did this. She fucking told me she would pray for me when she found out that I was hoeing. Oh, I will pray for you. Oh my God. Next thing I know, the bitch is on Redbook. Okay. So then she's that type of bitch. Okay. So then I had left my dad before he got in an accident. Thank you. Before he had gotten in an accident, like the day or two before, I had taken my big ass bottle of Kratom. This shit cost me $125 and like whatever, dude. Like I just poured a bunch of it out to my dad because I don't give a fuck. Like I'm not talking about money to my dad. Like it's my dad, because I know that he has back problems, and because I know he's prone to addiction, and because I know that he has problems with currently, before he got in an accident, he was using substances, like he was using meth and stuff. Okay, so I'm just like, here, this has been known to help people. Here, try some at your leisure or whatever. Like try maybe one at a time or maybe two at a time, but it's not gonna hurt you. Okay, just don't take fucking 5 at a time the first time. I don't know what your tolerance is. Read up on the internet. There's a reason I pay for this shit. You know what I'm saying? And find out what works for you, because it works for a lot of people. It's a tool that isn't drugs. You know what I mean? It's kratom. It's from a plant, you know? What does this stupid ass bitch do? Throws it away. Throws it away. I'm like, hey, what happened with the kratom that I gave dad while he's in the hospital? This was 2 days later after I gave the kratom to my dad. She's like, oh yeah, I threw it all away. Excuse the fuck out of me? I mean, why did you do that? Are you a nurse practitioner? Because pretty sure I'm a medical assistant and I don't use that shit for shit, but I'm not telling you what the fuck you can and can't do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I gave that to dad for a reason, you know, because I've researched it. Did you do research before you threw it away? No, you dumb bitch. You didn't. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? It's just crazy. People are crazy. People are crazy. They honestly are. And it's like, were you meaning well, or were you just trying to be a fucking control freak because I gave him something and God, I'm the black sheep of the family, so you might as well throw the shit away. Like, you know how many fucking bottles I have of this shit? And also fucking vitamins after vitamins after I know what I'm doing because I researched it. If you don't research shit, who the fuck are you? You know what I'm saying? So hopefully I can get him on this shit instead of, I know it's real easy to take the route of like, oh, yep, here, right now they got him on that one painkiller that's like super propofol or whatever the fuck it is. If that's a painkiller, I don't know, some propofol and then like that high ass one, right? It's something like that. And then like the whatever Michael Jackson died off of, okay? They got him on that shit. I know that. It's real. Believe me, I know. I was on Oxycontin for a whole year when I was 17. And then I took methadone for 3 years. And then I fucking ended up on black tar again, like fucking 5 or 6 years after the fact. After being on methadone and cold turkeying it and having a grand mal seizure. Okay, I fucking went ahead and decided to do black tar and got on Suboxone. You know what I'm saying? So I know for a fact it's going to be real easy to be like, yep, here, give me the painkillers. It feels nice. It makes the pain go away. It makes my hurt in my heart go away. It's easy to do that. But I hope, since my research and stuff like that, I can help him maybe with this stuff. If my sister doesn't decide to be Dr. fucking whoever the fuck. I can't believe that she did that, honestly. It baffles the fuck out of me that she did that. Like, did you know what they were? No, threw them away. Okay. All right. But I've always known what category to put her in, you know? Yeah. No, my mom died, she was an alcoholic and a drug addict, and she died from, not to, you know, take away from your story. This is what I do. I'm a Leo, and I am a certain personality, an ADD personality, to where whenever I relate to somebody, I start talking about myself. And I don't mean to do it in a rude way. I barely started noticing that I do that, but it's just my way of relating, honestly. It's just my way of relating to you. And so I'm not trying to take anything away from your experience, and so I'm just telling you that beforehand or whatever, and I will repeat that a lot. But I don't want to seem like a rude bitch, you know what I'm saying? It's just, sorry, I clean my ears a lot. I'm gross, I guess, I don't know. But yeah, it's just my way of relating to you, so my bad in advance. But my mother, she ended up dying on Xanax, meth, and alcohol. And it became so hard to where I tried to harden myself towards it, you know. I tried my best, like, to cut my feelings off from it and be like, you know, the hard ass, oh, she's gonna die anyways. Might as well go make her a little nice, you know, just the rudest fucking shit, I would say, to try to buffer myself from that situation. And guess what? It didn't fucking work. It didn't work. In the end, it didn't work. You know, you're still going to feel it irregardless. That's why people drive me nuts. Yeah, I think it's a neurodivergent thing too. People drive me absolutely insane whenever, and I understand it, I do, but when people are like, oh, I hate my mom, you don't understand. Like, there's this one girl on TikTok, very specifically, I think she's made t-shirts about it, everything. I hate my mom, like, I can't stand her, I won't cry when she dies, da-da-da-da, like, just really fucking serious about this, and anybody that tries to say anything back to her, usually I don't see anybody that's lost their mom saying anything back to her, but she's got a lot of followers for this, that, like, even people, like, go to bat for her, like, back her up and stuff, and she just, her stance is, I hate my fucking mom, you've never been through my experiences, you don't know what she's done to me, I fucking hate her, she's a piece of shit, all this stuff, right? And this bitch will, like, ride or die, like, ride that out, and it's like, I've commented a few times, like, you don't fucking know. I used to have that same stance too. I used to tell people that too, all the time she was alive. I'd say the exact same things, but you don't know until she dies. You don't know until she dies. Yeah, I was convinced. I even have a TikTok last year where I fucking was telling myself, just to remind myself, just because your mom overdosed and died didn't mean you have to. Because honestly, that's the stigma that people want you to fall under. Like, I had to go to group counseling a couple years ago, and when I did, I remember specifically being in this group, and then everybody taking a turn to say something about their mom or dad or whatever, and then I was like, honestly, my mom's dead. She died of an overdose, whatever. And you see how people treat you, and you see the look on people's faces, or like in court, like how my lawyer would treat me, or like my social services people, because I was in the system, because I had to go to juvenile hall, so technically I was like a ward of the court, so technically it's like a foster thing or whatever. I am sorry to hear that too. I'm just relating to you guys. I'm sorry. I need to stop and say that. You guys are so much more polite than me, and I very much appreciate you being polite to everybody in the chat. That really, I'm thankful that you know how to do that, and I'm glad that you do that for people. Thank you so much. But, so, yeah, so people, like core people, all these people would always be like, oh, your mom died of an overdose? Oh, Oh, your mom lost all her kids? Oh, And they treat you like you're destined to do the same thing. Like, you have to. Like, it's already written down. Like, that's what you're gonna do. And it's crazy. It's really crazy. But yeah, like I said, I'm here for fun today, okay? So and it doesn't bother me. That's why I made that video where I'm like, oh, my mom's dead. And then people are like, oh, I'm sorry. Just because I'm like I try to make light of it, like when people are like, I'm sorry. And then I'm like, because I have heard it so much that it's like, I know, like, I'm sorry too. Like, it sucks. But like, I just don't know how to respond to that. You know what I'm saying? Why did that help you to graduate high school? If you don't mind me asking. Thank you. I appreciate that. I love you guys too. I really do. Because me, when I was in... Thank you. I appreciate that. Because me, when I was in that group therapy, everybody was like talking like, oh, my dad or mom made me never want to do this and never want to do that, and that made me want to go this. Oh, that's well, at least you graduated. I didn't. I got my GED in juvenile hall. My mom said I tried to shoot her, and she got an restraining order from me. Anyways, that's a different story for a different time. But that's just real. But yeah, so then when we were in group therapy or whatever this one time, then people were telling me, people were telling the group, oh, that made me never want to be like them. That's why I never picked up a drink. That's why I never picked up a drug. That's why this and that, And I'm just like, are you guys being serious? Like, are you really being serious? Like, I'm very confused. Like, I don't understand certain things. Like, unless I myself seem like I don't understand lying. Like, so I never expect other people to lie to me, because I genuinely don't lie. I think it's a neurodivergent thing too. Like, I just don't expect it out of anyone. Like, I'll never see it coming, because I don't lie. So maybe it's like that. I don't know. But like, I'm like, are you guys being serious or what? Because seeing my mother use... I have twin brothers 14 months younger than me, and they all felt sorry for us. So even though I didn't have the... Oh, I see. On one hand, it's cool of them, though, because a lot of people don't take pity on people that this stuff happens to. You know what I mean? Like, and not that they should take pity, but you know what I mean? Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, they don't even notice that we might be different than other people, that we might learn different than other people, that we might behave different than other people. They don't have any sympathy, or like, and a lot of times, like, my behavior is different than other people, like, and like I've dealt with people like my dude or whatever, like, that have such little patience for me, and like, it might take me 45 times to get it, to understand it. Like, it might take me doing the same fucking thing and fucking it up, whether it comes to learning how to do the dishes. Like, literally this year learned how to do them correctly, okay? And correctly is different for everybody, but I'm just saying, like, because my brain is just different, and I'm just now learning that, and just now giving myself a pass for that, and learning how to go around the way that it's different, and figure it out, and learn, and like giving myself the sympathy enough to cope with it, and enough to be patient with myself. you know, and giving myself a break and not expecting the most out of and being like, why don't you just get it? Why can't you just get it? Like, that's how other people treat me. Why can't you just get it? Why doesn't it just come easy to you? That's how I would treat myself too. And it's like, I'm finally giving myself the leeway, you know, and that patience and stuff of like, okay, you're never going to just get some things. It might take me 45 fucking times of trying the same exact thing and failing the same exact ways. But you know what? The 46th time, I might do it right. And eventually I do it right. And the thing that matters to me the most, and that I don't see very many other people in my regular personal life seeing, is me trying, is the fact that I'm trying. You know what I mean? Because, like, I could have given up. I see that option all the time. I see it. It's right there. In fact, it's in bright, shiny letters. It is fucking there. It is, like, lights all around it. It is, like, a big-ass doorway. You could just flop in. You know what I mean? Like, you don't even have to try. But I do try. And I'm trying to give myself more credit for that. Because my brain doesn't work normal. It doesn't, not normal. It doesn't work the same as everybody else's. It doesn't. It doesn't. And some people, because it's such a new topic to some people, like especially in certain cultures and certain cities and certain income levels and certain all kinds of things and certain types of people, neurodivergence is such, especially ones like, you know, especially in certain instances, and that people sometimes will look down on, i.e. me, you know, like, not saying it's all about me, you know, I'm just relating to some people, like, okay, because I was an escort or whatever, which is not a desirable, you know, so already throw her away. Be patient with her for what? You know? So it's just like a thing. It's just like a thing. Yeah. And then that's when drugs, yeah, so that's what I'm saying, like, in that group, they were like, oh, no, I would never, every single person in this group around me were like, that's why I chose to never do it, that's why I never wanted to get high, that's why I never took a drink or whatever, and I'm like, are you guys fucking lying to me? Because this doesn't make any sense to me. My mom's everything I always wanted to be. Even though I couldn't stand how she acted or how she treated me or how she treated other people, I couldn't stand her schizophrenic moments or her paranoia or her abusiveness or any of that. Like, she's still everything I wanted to be. I wanted to be like nobody else but her. And that's still largely in me. And like, some of me hates when I act, like when I treat other people, when I'm mad or whatever. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, I called BS too, and I like tried to not do it, like, but I was hurt by that everybody was sitting there lying, and like I looked like the only one that was like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah, it's the truth. It's very hard. It's very difficult, but yeah, it's just like, I'm just so glad that now, like, you don't understand, like, when somebody told me, I was on a live, and I don't remember who it was probably one of you guys, on a live that brought up the ADD thing to me, and was like, you're probably ADD, you should look into it. I remember specifically, this person told me, I remember that they said, I just found out that I'm ADD, and it changed my life, and so it stuck with me this whole time, and I started looking more into it, and I started researching it, and I started, like, seeking out help and all this stuff, and I still haven't gotten, you know, help from a clinic or whatever. I think it might have been you, yeah. And so that stuck with me so wholeheartedly, and I started researching it hella hard, and like, it just makes all the sense in the world, and I finally feel free from my brain. You know what I'm saying? I finally feel free from my brain. I finally feel like, okay, there is something bigger, there is something going on that's like, I can give my time. But I might have to finish this and then go upstairs and do it. Just depending on, if it does it again, that's what I'm going to do. But I'm almost finished anyways. What color eyeshadow should I do today, do you think? Do you know? Do I ever follow anybody really to suggest? I need to buy some more eyelashes from AliExpress too. Okay. Pink? You like the pink? I think I did pink yesterday. Did you enjoy it? Because if so, then I'll do it. I've got some, I haven't bought eyeshadow in so long. Like, okay, like, it just sucks, dude. A lot of shit sucks, like, right now. I'll do pink and plum. I can't wait to move out, like, because he's, like, now thinks he owns me and stuff. I've been getting calls, like, even though I'm sober now, like, at first I was thinking, oh, I'm not going to want to work, to do my job when I'm sober. Like, I'm not going to want to. But turns out I do want to, especially with regular, like only with regulars primarily. But I got a call from an older man, yeah, and I want to go do it, and he's like, no, like whatever. And he has my love. It's just I can't wait. That's why I've been doing more lives. That's why I'm going. Oh yeah, I need